pulling through with the victory. Again, the Pestilence and the Keep of the Forest on top of that. So we are going to see a Super KG Pestilence too with that said.
Yeah, I mean, definitely two heroes that we don't really see from Fuzi or Super KGE too often, the Moon Queen and the Pestilence. Of course, Lions, one of the most versatile teams in the scene. They know exactly what they're doing with a Pestilence and a Moon Queen. We just don't see them too often. So it's going to be really fun to see that. Now, Andromeda coming out here as the 4th overall pick for the Legion squad, but of course, that does lead into the second set of bans right there as Torture, Parasite, Empath, Scout, and then 2 odd ones, Witchlayer and Puppet Master, going to be coming out right there, Breaky. And I mean, Puppet Master being banned out by Hanskin, this is definitely one that IG has been using a little bit more, but IG choosing to ban out the Witchlayer, I wonder if they were really expecting something weird from Lions.
This has a lot to do with these two teams. They've been scrimmaging a lot. They've been watching each other's replays. They've been scouting each other out, whether they've been scrimmaging against each other or not. They've been scouting each other through other replays and just through other sources. So those two bans, again, those are along those lines. That what you said, mentioned the Puppet Master from Lions. No, you even knew that. The Witchlayer, I'm lost. But I mean, again, all of a sudden going into Dreamhack, I started hearing whispers of Witchlayer about him being a support hero that's go-to. We've seen him here several times. We talked about it earlier today, and now, sure enough, banned here by Internet Gangsters going up against Lion Esportsklubb. So clearly, a hero that they just don't want to mess with and give to Lions. So instead, they'll go with Glacius. Steel Kid, very familiar with that hero, of course, and
no problem.
Not really nothing really too wrong with that. But the Andromeda was the pick from Internet Gangsters, by the way, and obviously that sets them up for more of a 2-2-1 here as they final pick a Corrupted Disciple.
Now, once again, I mean, yeah, it's going to set up the 2-2-1, possibly. This is also a draft, though, that could be very well used as a tri-lane. Could throw that Andromeda Engineer in there with a Flux and allow the Flux to farm, or even the Corrupted Disciple and then allow the Flux to solo. So I really love the mind gamey kind of style that Insania is going for with this draft, saying we have what you would think, we also have other options in case that's not going to match up exactly how we want it to. Lions have 10 seconds left right here, and they're probably going to be picking up a Suicide or a Jungler, I suppose, but no, I think it's going to be a Suicide. Never mind. Okay, it's going to be a double support right here, so never mind. Yeah,
it could have been a Suicide. They did have Keep of the Forest. We have seen Hanskin run a jungle Keep of the Forest actually quite a bit. That would have made for a very passive, setup with the Moon Queen already there, very defensive kind of lane setup. So yeah, they do choose to go the Keeper of the Forest Suicide and they go the Luna for the secondary support. So now it's a question of where are those supports going to end up? Is it going to be more of the Luna Pestilence or? But I also kind of like that too because this allows them to more, you were just talking about the tri-lane potential at the Legion side. This allows them to respond a lot better if it is going to possibly be a tri-lane coming out from Internet Gangsters here. So there's going to be a whole pause to start things off again. Both these teams, especially with this being such a huge freaking match. I mean, so much is on the line here. This is it for Dreamhack winner 2013. You lose here, you finish 5th, 6th. You win here, you're moving on to the semifinals. And, speaking of that, too, I'm not sure who they would be playing. I didn't actually look into that.
I believe that...
I want to say they'd be playing Stay Green. Because, the second-place team, that would make sense. Okay.
I was just talking to Fantasy about that. The possibility for a Lions Stay Green semifinals. That's like... We would expect that in the grand finals, but... Just so happens to end up possibly that way.
That's a good point to bring up. It's actually, you see on the screen once again, obviously vote for your team, which thinks is going to win. ! Lions, ! IG. And then go ahead and vote via the Twitter with the link that it gives you. And let us know what you think on who you think is going to win this game and even this series here specifically. So, but that's interesting. That's kind of just hitting me. So the possibility of a Stay Green Lions Grand Finals is out the window. I mean, that's not happening now. So, interesting. Yeah, obviously that could have still happened if they finished first place, but TMSR took that from them. So,
and then it kind of sets up the possibility for a TMSR Stay Green Grand Finals, which, I mean, once again, talking to Fantasy, a writer, a journalist, he's like, oh my God, the storylines, the headlines. Oh, it would be amazing.
So many.
But, I mean, of course, Stay Green, the current champions right here. But, of course, 3 of those players even, going to no longer be, 2 of those players no longer with the team, and Keizu and Slicks, of course, 2 of the front men over there for TMSR. But in any case, I mean, of course, we've got this match right here to see who's going to be going up against SG, to even see if SG could make it to the finals, because IG and Lions both have a very distinct possibility of taking SG down prior to that final match.
Really, any of these 6 teams, I mean, definitely have a shot of making it all the way to the finals even. So it's going to be fun to see how that all plays out. But again, it's really interesting to really just kind of break it down and see. So again, the winner of this plays sacred, and the other series that's going to be Denial Esports versus wow, I'm blanking
Shit Happens.
Versus Shit Happens. That's right. The team come from the PYLC, and then the winner of that will play TMSR, and then of course it condenses from there. So as you see, we are currently in another pause right here. Again, both these teams really just want to make sure everything's good to go.
Absolutely.
Before we move on here, but going to be going into the laning phase here, and we'll see where things transition. But now for the Hellborn team, I mean, again, what are we going to see? Is it going to be that tri-lane aggressive setup from IG? Possibly. If they do, though, like I was talking about, the response from Lions could be a lot stronger because of that final pick of Luna. So maybe not.
It's about damn time.
But we'll find out here in the near future, as now we are going to enter into, I can officially say now, game number 1. I've been doing that every now and then with the best of 1 stage.
There you go.
This is actually game number 1 of a 3-game series here. This is what we're used to. This is a little more what we're used to here.
It absolutely is, and it's what the players are used to as well.
Yeah, true.
With Han Tour having the kind of format that it does, it's pretty rare to actually get best of 1s. Even the Dreamhack qualifiers are best of 2. Last time we had best of 1s was, I believe, Sound Blaster Heroes League group stages.
Yeah.
And you definitely play a best of 1 differently than you play a best of 3 series. As we go into another pause here, I mean, just to comment on the pauses, these guys just got here. They've been practicing on these computers for now probably half an hour or whatnot, but just making sure that everything is going to be absolutely perfect, because this is a huge match. Money, pride, tournament life on the line. You do not want to have something screwed up because you had one hotkey wrong or one setting wrong. Like, that's just simply unacceptable. So perfectly fine for them to be using a few pauses right here, get all the kinks worked out, and then no pauses the rest of the game. Right, Breaky?
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to have to worry about that, please. We'll be good. No, obviously, again, the pauses are there. If there is some issues, by all means, they, of course, are allowed to pause the game. So, as a spectator, though, we all just want to say, play, damn it. Play, damn it. Unfortunately, we are going to have to deal with this a little bit, though. Again, I will say, honestly, this event has gone very smooth. I mean, everyone knows. LANs in general, they can go poorly. They can have some issues in terms of with the setup, with the technical issues especially that arise. But for the Han tournament, at least, I mean, we've actually had a pretty damn smooth event. There's been minimal pauses throughout this, and I think we've maybe only had one blue screen that I heard of. So I know that's
certainly did not go through 14 computers like CSGO.
Yeah, I heard about that. They've been having some fun times over there with their players and their setup. So.
But our guys getting it done over here. So a huge shout out, of course, to the guys over here at Dreamhack, the Dreamhack Esports team, as well as to Chaos TV. I mean, are the guys that are running the production behind the scenes. They're doing a phenomenal job, and they're looking for some feedback from you guys for what we can do better for later tonight, and even going into day 3 tomorrow, and even providing all kinds of fun things like the voting and the. I guess there's going to be a delay. I mean, my face is showing up places. I came back from getting lunch, and they're like, Beef, look at the screen. And I'm like, what am I looking at? And then there's my face.
There's
and I'm
me.
like, oh, great, yeah. Fantastic. That's my face with a funky smile.
That's your smile.
Oh, Breaky,
Wait, you think they photoshopped that?
Yeah, that's absolutely. They photoshopped that on there. I mean, we were taking pictures on the green screen. And
obviously.
God knows what they're photoshopping my face on, Breaky.
Obviously.
It's about damn
All right.
time.
I'm going to let Samuel Jackson take care of that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's about damn time. Here we go. Moving on into the first game here. So, Moon Queen currently back at base, but she is heading out now. She does have a Guardian ring here, so going to be looking to get that early on Ring of the Teacher. It seems like they're planning to have a Luna babysit her. They got Glacius for the middle lane. Glacius to pair up with Pestilence. And IG playing the safe route. They're just going to go Corrupted Disciple bottom with Andromeda. Initially down there will probably end up, going to be bottom lane. They got NG Flux for the middle. And then, of course, they got Wretched Hag. Joseph playing, what am I saying? That's Zergo playing the Wretched Hag. This is IG over here on the left. Zergo playing the Wretched Hag. He actually took a little bit of damage right there at the beginning. Even eating some trees. Aluna finding him.
Yeah.
Kind of boxing him out. Oh, he blinks in, and I don't know if Aluna actually saw that. No, she didn't.
I'm not sure, yeah. At least right now, not going to be going for it, but she's going to go ahead and Dragon Creep wave around a little bit right now, make sure that there is going to be good lane position up top. Now, I want to talk about this decision to put Andromeda here in the bottom lane, and she's going to throw Comet Stun out on the Keeper of the Forest. I like this out of Team Asarius. They did spot out Wretched Hag, by the way, up top, and there's the Moonbeam forcing her out of the lane, but I like this decision by IG because one of IG's strengths, compared to other teams, they are incredibly good at resource management, making sure that they're using everything. A lot of people regard them as one of the best teams, just making sure that they're all over the map, taking up the resources, even to the point of kind of a fault sometimes, because they can be kind of vulnerable. But I don't know. If they put this down here, rather than challenging a tri-lane, just saying, hey, let's play standard, and we're going to out-farm you, rather than actually out-fight you in this early game.
Yeah, gonna go for the resource game. It definitely makes a lot of sense. Now, I will say the fight, if there are any fights to be happening, of course, the middle lane is definitely where it stands. See the pull-in right there, but no follow-up. But again, that's what makes, this is another reason why Flux is just so powerful. I mean, the Magnetic Surge, it's only 25 mana cost, and on a 10-second cooldown. You can spam that ability every 10 seconds and not have to worry about using a bit of mana, and it can do some decent damage. As you see right there, and it can also really screw people up from getting last hits. You can use it on the creeps, even on the heroes themselves. Also going to assist last hits. It's just all around a great tool to have on a hero like Flux. So
fun.
Using that right there. Yeah, it's also fun.
Yeah, you just got to push them and pull them, and then the enemy team gets a little bit annoyed right there, starts to make some poor decisions perhaps, but I'm still looking at this top lane where the harassment is never going to end. Hanskin has been doing a fantastic job of denying any experience to Wretched Hag. She does barely hit level 2 as she's zoned out once more, but Hanskin hasn't been able to pull himself. He did actually counter out that pull, so going to be able to go for one maybe here at the 3-minute mark, but Wretched Hag is very persistent herself, although she is out of regen and definitely not going to be able to afford a bottle, so going to just have to get out of there before she takes too much damage, and she will likely have to ferry out some regen because, once again, still about 300 gold away from that bottle.
Yeah, going to have to fall all the way back to the tower, so yeah, it's going to have some troubles here. Continuing to have troubles even is Zergo at the top side, but for now, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Only the 2 creep kills. Moon Queen's doing fantastic. Not surprising. Fuzi, though, he's looking at a 15 and 14 creep farm, so he is maximizing both those creep kills as well as he denies. Middle lane Pestilence actually taking some pressure right here. Freeze though, counter on a Flux. Again, he's got plenty of life. Flux and continuing to run even. The release connects. There's the Kex down. Impale though come from Pestilence. Flux getting turned on. The Bloodlust kill. The final auto attack is going to go in favor of the Legion. No, the Hellborn team got it. Hanskin got a Bloodlust kill just before that. Flux will fall. Pestilence gets a kill on him. What is happening? What happened up here? I guess Hanskin on a Luna. He actually snipes out Wretched Hag just before that kill happened, and then Lions gets the 2-to-1 exchange.
Yeah, Hag had gotten a little bit low, and once again, she was out of regen, waiting for the Lightstones to be delivered, and unfortunately weren't able to get there, so Wretched Hag goes down, and going to be taking a lot of damage once again here at the hands of Aluna and Moon Queen, so doing a great job of zoning out, but definitely Lions getting the better end of that one in the middle lane as well as they trade 1-for-1 there. And now Pestilence going to be taking even more damage. Zibby's been putting out a lot, but taking a lot in response himself. And how's the bottom lane been going? Keeper of the Forest level 4. Is he going to be going into the jungle at this point? I think he might be giving up on the suicide for a little bit right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as usual, a tough matchup. I mean, Corrupted Disciple with that conduit could cause a lot of issues. And I believe every time when I was poking over there at the bottom lane, Fabelli was doing a pretty good job of that. We're kind of poking in now. He's setting up as if he wants to help gank this middle lane, but a level 4 Keeper of the Forest is not necessarily the most effective ganking hero. So, yeah, instead he is going to just farm the yellow camp right here. So, it really is kind of transitioning into that jungle role. Top lane, once again, Aluna's boxing out Wretched Hag, forcing her all the way out. Jeez. As she blinks to the trees and she ports back to base. I mean, she is having a hard time.
That is a really big investment to actually port back to base right there. And just kind of shows you just how hard of a time Zergo is having in this lane because she's nowhere near her bottle. She's nowhere near boots. She's got nothing. To invest 135 gold into TPing away it's really, really big. So great job to Hanskin and Fuzi, really controlling this lane up top. And on the other side, Zibby and Insania are definitely trying to do their best in the middle lane, but it looks like Pestilence has definitely been able to get some farm here, currently sitting on 14-0, but it looks like Zibby doing pretty well himself at 22 and 8 CS. He's up at nearly 270 gold per minute. But we'll see. One more rune here could be really big for either one of these teams, so we'll have to keep an eye as 6 minutes does approach rather quickly.
Zergo's going to take some good auto attack damage from Keeper of the Forest. I believe he's going to be fine in the end, but he is, again, oh, nice deny right there from Keeper. He actually denies his own creep, preventing Wretched Hag
Evil
from actually taking the kill. So a little bit of gold taken away from Hag, but it's like a small thing, but especially in a matchup like this, those small things as always add up. He's going to send in the trees to scout things out and see exactly what's going on, but obviously not a whole lot. Wretched Hag just hanging around, trying to be somewhat active. But in the end, will fall back to the lane. Flux back in the middle lane. How has this middle matchup been breaking down here? 29-11 Flux. You got a 14-0 Pestilence. Obviously, there are the kills that are coming out that are definitely helping Pestilence a little bit, but Flux is still at 290 gold per minute, even with that death on himself. He's actually off to a pretty decent start. And then he got Corrupted Disciple. You know, focused a lot on Fuzi playing the Moon Queen with the free farm. Hell, Corrupted Disciple also getting that free farm.
Oh, yeah.
Is still about 30 gold, 25 gold behind the Moon Queen, though, gold per minute, that is.
But as you watch right there, I mean, he was taking out the tower, making sure to save the catapult. That means they're going to be going for a push right now. And actually nuking it down with both the the Electric Tide, as well as the Aurora. They should be able to get this tower, and now it's going to be up to the Hellborn to try to trade for this one. And there's Keeper of the Forest, as if on cue, going to be making his way up there. So saying, IG, you'll get the tower bottom, we'll get the tower top. Yeah. Perfectly fine with that trade, because Lions also has the stronger free farmer right now.
Well, they did. After this trade, it probably will go back in favor, yeah. So this top tower kill definitely going to be happening. Will Moon Queen get it is the question. They're going to leave it for her, yeah. So there's the Moon Queen tower kill. There you go. Now 446 gold per minute in favor of the Hellborn team. So a typical Moon Queen lineup. You know, the supporting cast around here just able to do kind of enough. You know, Pestilence about 240. They got to keep the force around 230 or so. But Moon Queen's way on top right here, and they're going to just keep going. I mean, I don't know if IG is actually going to even try to stop this. And they're still pushing bottom, kind of pushing mid. The swarms are on both Flux and Engie, so if they see them going anywhere, they have that information. It's going to be a secondary tower kill, and they're not going to be stopped. The bottom push also happening. I think that one might be stopped, though. I imagine some TPs maybe are going to be coming in here.
Yeah, I mean, Moon Queen could very well be making her way over there, but certainly no TP on her. The only person with a TP is no one. So probably not going to be any TPs coming in just yet. And okay, now somebody somehow is TPing in there. It looks like it was Keeper. He just purchased one over at the sign shop. So he'll put a stop to this most likely. But Andromeda is here with Dust. They might go on Keeper right now, Breaky.
Almost done coming out. Aurora's going to be used. Conduit supply, but he's just out of range. They're not going to be able to get close enough. No swap on Andromeda. And Keeper the Force, what is he thinking? He's going back in, actually. Did I miss something there, or did he just run back in for no reason?
Yeah, I think he figured he was dusted, and maybe he had to stick near the tower and try to fight it out.
I don't know.
I think that he probably could have gotten into the trees and maybe gotten away.
I feel like he could have just ran straight away even. I mean, I think the range on Andromeda, I think she was just a little too far behind to get her comma stun off. I must have misgauged that then, because in my mind when I was casting, I really thought Keeper of the Force was going to be fine, but maybe I was misjudging it, and Jonas Fan just simply tried to make the better play right there, but I don't know. Well, he does fall, is the long story short.
Yeah.
And good pick coming out, so good job using that dust, as always, against the Keeper of the Force. Energizer is finished on Corrupt the Disciple, with that said.
Yeah, it's going to make running those heroes down a little bit easier. And Sender, he's hanging out here in the middle lane. They're probably going to go for a kill into one of these. Yeah, there's the discharge coming in. And Pestilence going to get stunned out by the Comet. Beautiful placement on the turret by Insania. Pestilence slowed down, and the auto attacks will be enough. So good kill right there on to Pesty. 3 players were coming together for that one. They got 4 together now in the middle lane. They might go for another kill and then a follow-up tower, Breaky.
Well, that had to be frustrating for Super KG right there. I mean, he was trying so hard to get away. The flight was active. Of course, you don't take amp damage anymore, so a very good use of that. He's just trying to get away, but he kept getting stopped. The keg's done. The comma's done. The pull in from Flux when he thought he had a chance. I mean, it was just kept on happening, and it just was enough to get the kill on him. So yeah, definitely had to be a frustrating time right there for Super KG, but hey, that's what it was, and he gets picked off. So his start again, continuing to struggle. Only 220 gold per minute here for the Pestilence. Moon Queen in the meantime has found herself in the jungle. She went that Whispering Helm first to kind of help her out there. And now she does have a soul
Luna
screen ring
up top
lane,
is in a lot of trouble. Fatbot's going to go out, so they're like, okay, we're not even going to use a stun to interrupt this DP. We're going to get the raw damage interruption. As bottom lane, they're going to go once again, but it looks like IG behind enemy lines here, Breaky. CD going to try to TP on out of there, but the Moon Finale going off, finishes off 1 and 2 as Fuzi brings home a double tap.
IG was way too greedy right there. I mean, it's one thing to dive and keep the force like that when he's not level 6, yeah, like they did before. He's only level 5 at that time. Here he was level 7. They dove Keeper of the Forest. The ports came in. The port, really, from Moon Queen was the biggest one. And not to mention, Glacius was there in the first place. So they knew that that was a 2v2 fight right there when they were going in. And the tower's out. They ported in. They basically were doing that, hoping that nobody would TP in. And that's a very risky move to make, especially, again, when you're playing at this top tier of a level. Easy porting from Fuzi. Easy double tap for Moon Queen. And just like that now, Moon Queen is really up there, especially compared to the Corrupted Disciple. So yeah, IG has no one but themselves to blame right there in terms of that exchange coming out, as we are now 11.5 minutes in, and Moon Queen already finishing her Energizer. So these items are adding up very quickly, as they tend to do. The saving grace, though, is outside of Moon Queen. You know, again, it's not the best farm, other than maybe Keeper of the Forest. But again, Pestilence still is ways away from that portal key. So that's still the good news for IG here.
Yeah, KGE, I mean, he definitely does recover pretty dang well. So we'll see if he's going to be able to recover or not. But right now, things are definitely looking pretty dang even. So, Breaky, I think we actually have the polls going to be coming up here in just a second as well. So you can once again vote for your favorite team. And of course, these are Twitter polls. So make sure to type in chat here, !Lions or !IG. That'll bring up the link, and then you can post it on Twitter. But Pestilence going to be in some trouble here in the middle lane. Keg going out, and there's the turret. Going to get the slow, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? Hag's in there with the autos, but no, not going to be able to run her down. They will get Glacius, though, right here. Conduit and Overload Electric Tide will finish him off.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Glacius almost even managing to get away, but not going to happen right there. But yeah, Pestilence this time, he does barely do enough to get away right there. Despite what happened earlier, Keeper of the Forest, he does have a root. He's level 8. He's got a root. Port coming in the background. He is charging in. The Legion team knows it. They know that something's up. That Jonas fan isn't that reckless. That they must have support nearby. So they're going to fall back, actually, and it will be enough to kind of scare off the Hellborn team, obviously, in terms of falling back right here, or the Legion team, excuse me, in terms of falling back. So 13 minutes into this game right now. You have a lead in favor of Lion Esportsklubb. A lot of that keeps going back to the Moon Queen, but again, that's what a Moon Queen lineup is really all about.
Oh, yeah.
380 gold per minute though on Corrupted Disciple, and Flux also has a decent start here. Wow. Zibe is going for the Shrunken Head build though. He's not going to be going for the portal key here. So once again, I look at that, and you see this combo of him Engineer, Flux being a very strong initiator. But they want him to really bulk up here and stand strong in these fights rather than being a strong initiator when it comes down to it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Be really curious as if he's going to maybe finish that Shrunken Head or if he goes for that portal key.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they will go that Mighty Blade and then pick up a portal key afterward, maybe deciding, hey, I need that PK after all. But if he does go for the straight Shrunken Head, it's certainly going to help break the root right there from Keeper of the Forest and, of course, negate some of the damage from Moon Queen. But at least right now, the Legion team going to be grouping up here in the middle lane. They do have a little bit of vision along the middle river, but looks like there's not going to be any defense from Lions. They're instead going to try to put some pressure up on the top tower. Actually, that's gone. So not even going to be going for that tier 2. They're just kind of trying to find some farm. Weren't really in position to defend that.
Yeah. Not going to be happening, but they are actually needing to be careful at the bottom lane as you see them already falling back. Jonas Fan hugging the tower now. Gangsters coming out. It does connect, but oh, they are going to pull him in, actually. Energy field, the turret, the combo, and look at that combo coming out. Wow. And Jonas Fan eventually just gets disintegrated. I mean, it was a slow start right there with the Gangsters, but then all of a sudden, the big discharge on top of the energy field and the beautiful follow-up. So this will ultimately be a tower kill as well. Luna rest down though, or will it be? 3 seconds down on the Flux. There's the Moonbeam. Port's coming in. Glacius and Keeper of the Forest. Keeper of the Forest with that buyback. The root's gonna happen. Flux is gonna end up falling right here. Ooh. It is only the 1 kill though. So buyback on Keeper of the Forest was used. You got to remember there, and they still get the tower kill. Yeah, that is huge. You figure they would have at the very least been able to deny the tower, but they were focused on moving on to Congor here. Was Flux dead? It is possible, but I don't know if they're going to have enough damage quickly. Yeah, they're going to have to fall back, actually. So I still don't know about that buyback choice from Jonathan Fan right there.
It was a good idea, a good thought, and they were thinking maybe we can get 2 kills with this one. That would be worth it, or maybe a kill in Congor. But in the end, IG just going to be playing a little bit too well right there. Able to get the good call from Captain Insania. And, wait, that's a... Is that guy from... Captain Insania. That's from Waterboy. I've never called him that before. That's making me really happy. Oh, man.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Is that a reference from Waterboy?
Yeah, right? Or is it Captain Insano? Oh, I don't even know what's going on.
Insano would probably make more sense.
I don't even know what I'm going on about right now, Breaky, but I just had an epiphany in my head. Anyway, Captain Insania is definitely doing a good job leading his boys right now, making the correct calls, and they're definitely keeping things even with Lions 16 minutes into this match.
I'm still caught up in this whole Insania. I don't even know, man. I can't say I recall that. Okay, anyways. Delicious is going to do a good job of counter running right here in the Angel. What's that? You found out what is it?
Oh, it's Captain Insano. I'm just laughing at my own, like, my brain. It doesn't, it just works that way sometimes.
Really. Yeah.
I just had to bring it up.
It's all good. Keeper the Force picking up at Hastun right there. Again, though, jungle for Moon Queen. She's still in here, or she's back even. She does have the Firebrand now. That GPM is really starting to skyrocket. 518 gold per minute. So our typical good Moon Queen game is taking off here for Lion Esportsklubb, and that usually is better than not. But Xibe is getting closer now, finishing that Shrunken Head. More importantly, though, Corrupted Disciple is also getting closer to finishing a Shrunken Head. But obviously, some good physical presence is going to be coming out with the likes of Pestilence and Moon Queen especially. So the Shrunken Head is going to be good for getting out of the route and definitely necessary here. But there's still going to be plenty to worry about for Fidelity playing this Corrupted Disciple. So
they want this kill up top, Breaky. They're going to go in. There's the energy field. Quick kill on Engineer, but the Bat Blast going to be connecting here on the Moon Queen. They're still going. Double damage Pestilence. Trying to get the Impale. There's the nice swap, but it's not going to be enough. Pestilence will take the release here. Moon Queen's still going hard. Couple more autos. No! Gonna get Wretched Hag, but now turning it around. Oh! Not going to be able to get the turn kill, but they're not done just yet, Breaky.
Oh my god, Corrupted Disciples going in the electric tie. The one more auto attack. Luna's trying to juke. She does not have Deja Vu, so that's not going to help either. And I believe... Oh, no way. There's no way.
The creeps?
The creeps helping. The stun. No, she gets blocked herself, though. She tried to escape, and she gets blocked herself. So that was one of those dirt moments. Like, oh, you think he has a great escape, but then all the creeps blocking her as well. Anyways, holy crap. I mean, the fact that Moon Queen... I thought the lifesteal was going to be enough to keep her alive right there against Andromeda. That would have been something. But the fact that she even got the kill before she died right there, she finished with a hat trick. She's going to resurrect in 15 seconds with 2,900 gold. Okay. So she'll have a Geometer Spain here if that's what she wants to go for. You know, maybe she might choose to go for a full Shrunken Head here. That could be a powerful option too. But no matter what, she's well on her way to a next big item. It's what it comes down to. So even with that death, that still works out pretty well with the hat trick, of course, coming out.
Yeah, I think she has to go for the Shrunken Head here against an Engineer Flux combination. With the Wretched Hag there, I think you just have to get that Shrunken Head up as soon as possible, because otherwise you're just going to be spending so much time positioning that you're never going to be able to get any damage off. And as we've talked about, Moon Queen is the primary source of damage here for this Hellborn team, at least going into it later. Right now, the Root and Pestilence are still going to be doing a considerable amount of damage. Even Thunder Blast and Power Throw still going to do quite a bit, but we'll have to see. Shrunken Heads are going to be finished up on Flux as well as Corrupted Disciple, though, within the next couple of minutes. And those are going to be some really big items, at least right away. If they can take a big team fight or two utilizing that double Shrunken Head, I think IG is going to be able to really reclaim some of the distance that they've lost in this game.
I still look at this Shrunken Head pickup for Flux, and I'm still sitting here like, is that the most impactful item? I mean, sure, it'll help keep him alive in these fights. It'll help him be mobile, but is that necessarily what you want out of your Flux? When I think Flux, I think pulling in, setting up the fight, being that starter to the fight, you know, getting his job done right off the bat. I don't see him as a sustaining hero as the fight moves on, so I want to really keep him alive, get a first item Shrunken Head, so I can constantly do auto attack damage and spam my abilities. To me, at least, that doesn't seem like that is the way to go. So I still look back at the choice to go first item Shrunken and still not a huge fan of it, honestly. I really think that portal key, and then even into more utility stuff. I mean, I guess the Shrunken Head to follow that wouldn't be bad either, but I really think that might be a hindrance even for IG, that knowing that they don't have that extra strength in terms of initiating tool, which no doubt is going to be a big factor in terms of winning these fights, especially now you have a Portakane Keeper of the Forest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the Pestilence for that matter, obviously. So the initiation is much, much more stronger on the side of Lion Esportsklubb.
Yeah, I think that a portal key might be coming up next for Flux, but maybe part of the reasoning for that is that IG's not necessarily trying to create aggression. They're trying to receive it and then deflect that aggression to the best of their ability, and Flux is definitely going to be able to do that without the portal key, but he will need that shrunken head to play that kind of a position. But we're set up for a big team fight here.
Oh.
Engineer showing off a brand new portal key with a beautiful ultimate there, Breaky. He got that archer.
Not really. Not really, yeah. Sender having a kind of a slap the forehead moment right there.
That was Insania. Sender wouldn't have done that.
That was Insania. You're That's a good point. I apologize. I caught out the wrong player right there. That was definitely Insania playing the engineer, and yeah. So, I mean, he has a portal key himself now, which is obviously really good, but unfortunately right there, just was not able to get in time. And in the meantime, Lion Esportsklubb is actually going to push the bottom tower. And now Moon Queen once again even higher, 585 gold per minute. Jeez. Now that Geometer Spain is next in line, and it's going to be coming up for her right here. IG, though, they're going to counter push the middle. Corrupted Disciple, he's going to lead the troops over here. He currently has that, what does he have? The Shrunken Head, the Energizer. Did he buy something? I feel like he's bought something recently, because pretty sure he should have more items on him, farming 420 gold per minute. Bottom tower, though, going down. Lions, they're still going to go in. This secondary tower is not dropping quickly at all. And IG's going to have to port back right here, Beef. Oh, that jump right away. I know. Corrupted Disciple in the background. The lockdown. Here comes Andromeda with the swamp. They're struggling for Corrupted, but there's the root. And nothing Corrupted Disciple can do. Flux pulls him away. Try to keep him alive. He will survive in the background. Keeper the Force falls. Engineer goes down. The Glacial downpour doing plenty of damage from Steel Kid, but he will go down. But look at Moon Queen. She is still alive, but they couldn't kill anybody.
Oh, my God.
How many times were they able to live right there? Aluna gets picked off. Moon Queen will eventually poured out. But 3 heroes were on the verge of death there for IG, and none of them died at that point. Unbelievable.
Wow, I mean, Lions right there, going deep, and you could tell that they felt they were in command of this game, that they would be able to do that and get away. But beautiful, beautiful swamp coming out of Sender, and then the Corrupted Disciple able to get Shrunken Head off, get out of there, come back in, do some damage, bait him in, bait even 2 more kills to try to finish him off. Just phenomenal play by IG. They needed something like that in order to stay in this game, Breaky.
Yes, they did. And so Moon Queen, despite her staying alive, as I say that, actually Flux coming in right here. He doesn't have the assistance necessarily, so yeah, not going to be
Jack the Creep.
anything.
Yes.
Did he
Got
actually
him.
get the creep kill? Okay, so yeah, at least he got something out of that. But it once again goes back to also you do look at Lion Esportsklubb and where they committed to. I mean, that all started with a pretty aggressive jump right there on Corrupted Disciple in the background. By the way, as you see on your screen, guys, we do have some poll results for you guys, at least so far, between IG and Lion Esportsklubb on what you guys are thinking so far here. Holy, okay. We got trolled. We got trolled pretty hard right there. I was going to say, IG dominating, what? Lion Esportsklubb, I mean, that's still a little surprising, I'm not going to lie. 76% in favor of Lions. I mean, I would have thought it maybe been a little bit more even, but
well, a couple minutes ago, Lions definitely had all the momentum, and IG just barely broke that momentum just right now. As low double damage Corrupted Disciple probably going to be heading up there. It is in a bottle. CD trying to receive that bottle here from Flux. We'll see if they're going to be able to coordinate this handoff or if they'll drop this and fumble it, but we'll have to see. Oh, I missed football, Breaky. I got to watch some football this weekend, but I'm in Europe.
Well, there is football here.
Yeah, wrong football. But we got Han.
Yes, we got Han. That's what matters in the end. We got Dreamhack. We got Han.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to vote in those polls that you've been seeing come up, just make sure to get the link in Twitch chat by typing either !Lion or IG. That'll give you the link to actually tweet it out, because of course these votes are tallied on Twitter. So make sure to get your social media presence going out there, hashtag DHW13. And of course, you can get the Twitter hashtags for voting by putting that link here in Twitch chat, as we definitely love seeing what you guys are thinking, getting the pulse on everybody at home, who's thinking which team is going to bring it home. Maybe I can embarrass Breaky a little bit and demonstrate my superior prediction skills.
You know, that's actually brings up a good point, too. You know, about these Dreamhack events, a lot of it, what we really try to do, at least my focus on it, is clearly here with our production team, is you really try to get you guys involved as much as possible in terms of also interacting and, you know, feel like you're actually here in the first place. That's ultimately, you know, the way you try to do as a production team in a case like this. So, you know, hopefully we're accomplishing that to our best of our abilities And again, this voting poll is just kind of another way to assist with that. But anyways, while we're going on there were 2 tower kills taken out, 1 for either side, so some tower exchanging even. But in the long run, I mean, it is still proven to be a fairly even game with the hero kills, or the stats overall, and the hero kill stats. 3,600 gold lead and a 3,000 experience lead in favor of Lion Esportsklubb, of course, but a lot of that belongs to Moon Queen, obviously. And what she's doing as, both the GPM and the experience per minute charts are almost through the roof.
Out of control, Breaky.
They're out of control.
There is no other way to describe that.
Corrupted Disciple actually has a double damage rune activated here, and it's going to be lasting actually another 29 seconds, so.
Yeah, that was the one they bottled up Top River about 2 minutes ago. Unfortunately, didn't find a team fight to use that in. But 20 seconds, they might still go in. They're looking for a kill with the Aurora, but instead, Flux is actually going to get hit with the Swarm, and probably not what you want to initiate. They're going to go anyway.
Oh, beautiful combination coming out right there. Luna goes down. Glacius going to fall as well. Comes to the side on the front lines. He's backing up, but there's the rip. But look at Flux. They're starting to going off. Pestilence jumps back in. Moonquin, the Moon Finale, and down goes Corrupted Disciple. Are you kidding me? It looks like such a beautiful start for Internet Gangsters, but Lion Esportsklubb, they are just too much stronger. Moon Queen, especially the Moon Finale, Pestilence jumping back in, and they get the job done, and right for Congor they go.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and bring down the big guy, but I gotta say, Breaky, like you said, that initial burst right there from the Flux ultimate, dropping 2 players right off the bat, you forgot about the big guy, Moon Queen, 660 gold per minute, going to be level 20 with a token of life here in just a second. The Lions are definitely roaring loud right now over in the player booth. You can see it on the camera. They calmed down a little bit right there. Penny! I don't even know. But yeah, definitely looking good right now for Fuzi on a nearly 700 gold per minute Moon Queen. He is out of control, gonna be delivered something right now, trying to get it off the courier here. It's an assassin shroud, Breaky. Gonna be going the Genjuro route, and that is going to be deadly.
Yeah, it is. That is gonna be a very, very devastating item to have. I mean, you do look at that decision there. I think the Wing Bow obviously could have been another candidate in terms of an item here. The Savage Mace possibility is nowhere near coming out here for the Legion team, but at the same time, just another way to simply help escape and also chase in these cases isn't a bad option, because this still is a team, especially with the Energy Flux combination. If you get caught at the wrong time, just having any way to be able to help you get out of there is very, very important. So in that sense, I definitely can appreciate the Assassin Shroud eventually into the Genjuro. Again, it's like, it really is. I mean, either Genjuro or Butterfly, or Wing Bow to come out here definitely would be just don't look at me like that. Don't give me those dirty looks. Beef is...
Breaky's out of control, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to send him off to the mechanics shop right now.
Pestilence gets it stronger than that. That's what I was going to say. He just about had it, and he got it right there. And
so I'm just a big bug now, Breaky? Wow. Shots are being fired over here at Dreamhack Winter 2013, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, the shot across the bow is Lions in this game 1, really sending a message with this Moon Queen saying, guys, we're known for our aggression. We're known for our really, really strong team plays. We can also just funnel 700 gold per minute into a Fuzi and win that way. Like, come at me, bro.
Well, yeah, Moon Queen. I mean, it's just that's how the hero works, obviously, when it comes down to it. So, Sustainers picked up on Keeper of the Forest. Restoration Stone is obviously going to be around the corner there, and as usual, the very big pickup going to be coming out there. Barbed armor out of Flux, so again, he's really just staying away from that strong initiative, the extra strong initiative. I mean, we did see that last fight, even without a portal key. I mean, that is the cool thing about the Flux ultimate, as he actually used it right there. I think that was more for scouting purposes, though, but you don't actually need to be, in the middle or, like, really jump at them like pretty much every ultimate needs to be. The fact that it's global and it pulls them towards you no matter where you are, you could definitely line yourself up to the point where you can make it work. So, I mean, I guess from that perspective, for the energy field, it's not a problem. For the Bat Blast, you could line it up a little bit better with the portal key, being able to really make them come together and really line up a great Bat Blast. So that's where it still is a little bit of validity. But again, he's not going for it in. I'll stop beating a dead horse here. Corrupted Disciple, 2,500 gold save job. His geometer spin is around the corner, and that's important because we've seen several times now he's gotten caught in the root after using a Shrunken Head. But then on top of that, there's also a Resto Stone in the works for Keeper. So.
Oh, he just finished it.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just bought the pattern just a second ago here. Unless I'm crazy, I'm like 99% sure that I saw him buy the pattern. You know what? He might still need the Arcana. So, yeah, I think he's probably going to need that one here, but he'll have it in just a moment anyway. But Flux has actually finished up a Barbed Armor, and I really like that pickup on Flux because he's just such a naturally tanky guy. He's not going to take any damage from the Moon Queen Ultimate with the Shrunken Head activated, but will be reflecting at least some of that physical damage. There's the Geometer Bane finished up on Fabelli. So that's going to be definitely a big one for him, as you had mentioned. And Moon Queen, she's got the Genjuro if she wants to pick it up right here, Breaky. We'll see if she's going to go for it. Another item here for Flux before getting that portal key.
Yeah, at this rate, I don't think. I mean, he's not going for it. So it's like I was saying earlier. I mean, for the energy field combination, you don't need a portal key for that by any means, especially since Engineer has a portal key. But the Wretched, it would be more so for the Bat Blast, being able to really get that lined up. But again, they got Corrupt Disciple as a big damage dealer. I'm sure Wretched is going to still find that position to get some decent Bat Blasts off. So yeah, again, really not concerned about it in the end. But there is that rest still done on Keeper. 4,400 gold on Moon Queen. So again, as you stated, she has enough for the Genjiro here, but buyback obviously also important. There's only been the one buyback so far, and that of course belonging to Jonas Fan. Playing that Keeper of the Forest. Ooh, Symbol of Rage going to be finished. So actually, and I like that. You know, I definitely like that because again, that goes back to the idea that she already has both a Geometer's Bane and a Shrunken Head, and now even a Stat Start on top of that. So she already has many escape mechanisms. I don't think they're lacking damage. I don't think they're lacking damage by any means. If anything, it is that survivability.
And especially at this point in the game, Moon Queen is so over leveled. She's just got so many more items. But Engineer going to have to TP on out right now. Oh, red power throw and the gore! There's the Impale coming in as well. And Insania's like, are you kidding me right now? I mean, that was crazy. He had the portal key available. I'm surprised that he didn't PK further down the trees or something. But in any case, Insania might be forced to buy back here right now.
He's going to have to. It's just a matter of time, though. When they got to pick and choose, they're going to try to catch line off guard right here.
Or they're going to give up a rack.
They're going to give up both the racks. That works too, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I mean, I guess I understand that, but Engineer is not like that crucial. We need to make sure he has those, but he's not your carry. Using a buyback right there to go for a fight to make ult happen.
Hag wasn't there.
Hag wasn't there?
She was not there. Yeah, she was up top. Had a regen.
Oh my god. Okay.
Or an illusion, and her TP was on cooldown.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense then. Okay, that's I'm glad you pointed that out because I would have been baffled for ages here. But Wretched not being there, obviously that definitely does it. So they do wait for it in Resurrection. They give it the bottom racks. They're pushing him in now, though. Here we go. There's the coming. Only got Moon Queen. Will it be enough? She has a token of life. She's
in the energy field.
Here we go. It is in the energy field. That's true. Oh, she's being locked in again. She gets pulled out. Oh, she got pushed out, actually. They'll fall up. There's a token head. And now here's a turn. Corrupted Disciple. He gets absolutely obliterated right there. He does buy back right away, but the lockdown of the damage is just too damn much. Double tap. Wretched coming in, though. She lines up a Bad Blast pretty well. She gets one kill, but at what cost here? She will fall. It's Moon Queen versus Corrupted. Moon Queen's going to win that battle, especially with the backup nearby, and Corrupted Disciple has to get back into the base here.
Yeah, the conduit was down right there for Corrupted Disciple. Not really able to get anything done. They might be able to save the melee racks right now, and yeah, it looks like Lions are going to go ahead and fall back. That looked almost really, really good, but Moon Queen, unfortunately, was not able to be finished off right there, and she was able to get out of there. The Bat Blast almost got the great follow-up as well, but there simply is not enough damage coming out from IG. Corrupted Disciple with the double defensive items right away is so reliant on having that conduit and the overload up, meaning that when he buys back, he's simply not able to do a lot. He's only hitting for 160 damage right now. You're not able to contend against a Moon Queen that is just going absolutely ham right now, Breaky. Yeah. And so just like that, Lions gets 2 sets of racks. They're up a massive amount in terms of resources, and they're in absolutely prime position now to take home game 1 in this best of 3.
And now Moon Queen has a double damage rune. I'm not exactly sure how much time's going to be left on Congor right here. I would assume it's probably going to be at least 3 or 4 minutes, but you see it right there, just quick work of the creep wave at that spot. So again, Congor probably still a little bit off before that's going to be happening, but she's just going to continue to farm in the meantime. But yeah, 743 gold per minute. Moon Queen doing the work. As you see on your screen, though, Once again, we got another poll result for you guys so far.
I think Lions is probably going to be pretty far ahead still.
I would think so.
I'm going to say 68.
Yeah. Are we going to get trolled again? Oh, no. Okay, moved
74.
a little.
Okay.
Moved a little down, but I believe that was even before that last fight especially. So
Yeah, it's going to go up to like 90 at this
after
point.
that last fight, I have a feeling maybe a little stronger for Lion Esportsklubb after that even. But still, the fans are believing the Lions is going to take this first game victory here at least. And I definitely would have to agree to an extent. I mean, IG, though, they still have great team fights, and as long as you have that, I mean, there's still always a chance, in my opinion. You can catch them in a good team fight. You have that wombo combo pull through, and we saw that last time. I mean, they nearly did enough to kill Moon Queen twice. It just wasn't enough, though. And
it is so hard with that item build. Like, it is so preposterously hard. When she finishes up a Genjuro and a Wingbow, it's going to be nigh on impossible to actually get kills on her without something like that Hellflower or a Sheepstick. But speaking of the Hellflower, I mean, Hag is actually going to finish one up here in the next minute or so. Yeah. So that's really going to be a big item. If they can catch Moon Queen without a token of life, Hellflower will facilitate them getting kills, and especially if you get the Engineer and Flux combo on top of that, get the additional Perplex from the Engineer, could be absolutely huge. But right now, Breaky, we're going to be looking at Congor as the site of the next action. Both teams are starting to get wards down there. Insania is actually mind trapping in the area here, and they're really going to be looking to try to get the vision to secure a good Congor fight.
Yeah, like I said, I believe he's going to be responding here very shortly. And again, Lion Esportsklubb, they are heading right on over. Going to clear out that area. Cupid the Force actually just picking up a refreshment rune there. Not the biggest deal in the world. Invis rune at the top. Okay, Hellflower just finished by Wretched Hag. I think Moon Queen just got something.
Wingbow.
Is it a full Wingbow? Wow.
Casual right-click the Wingbow.
And she still has 1,100 gold save job. She is out of buyback range now, but that's probably going to change pretty quickly. So she's going to clean up these Ancients right here, and then if they go to do Congor especially, that would... Okay, so she has enough now pinning a death here. And yeah, they're going to go right into the Congor pit. Her damage output is just absurd. I mean, Congor is
IG knows. They will fight this, Breaky. They want to use these mines right now. It's level 4 mines. Yeah. This could be huge. That could be the game turner. Let's see right now, Breaky.
Wants to swap. She wants to swap, but not Glacius. She wants a better target than Glacius for sure. Glacius comes out. Flux going to be frozen. Moon Queen needs some damage. Flux pulled in. There's no energy field. Engineer got stunned by Pestilence. No energy field. And the plan was foiled right there. The Bark Armor's out by Flux. Moon Queen's taking some good damage, but it's not nearly enough. They completely wiped him up. Wretched Hag's a sole survivor. She's going to go for the TP. Back into Congor goes Lion Esportsklubb, though. Token of life on Pestilence. Pestilence, MVP of that fight, though. He stunned Engie right as Flux tried to pull them in, or he did pull them in.
Nerf Super KGE? Nerf Super KGE. Yeah, he's going absolutely ham right there. He's saying, guys, I had to go to the hospital yesterday, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm here ready to make gigantic plays on a hooking hero or otherwise. We were a little bit worried saying, hey, we don't see Pesty being played by KGE too often. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. I mean, it's not hard. You blink in there, you hit W, you have perfect timing. That's what happens when you're the Lions initiator player. They're able to take that fight very, very convincingly. Able to easily shut down Congor. Moon Queen's got enough for the Genjuro, plus another 1,000 gold. I mean, this is what happens when you're an 800 gold per minute Moon Queen, Breaky.
Yeah, that's first off, that is just absurd. Second off, this is, I guarantee you going into the next fight, I mean, it might just be too late by now, but Engineer, he's not going to be anywhere near being able to be jumped. He has a portal key for a reason.
Yeah.
He has that for a reason. He was too far up in the front lines. Pestilence made him pay. There should never be a reason where you get caught there as an NG, knowing how important you are to these team fights. So that, you know, obviously the biggest part of that fight was, again, simply the fact he got locked down and then everything else took place. So here we are, 20,000 gold lead, 21,000 experience lead. Well in favor of Lion Esportsklubb as you're putting at the ridiculous 800 GPM really. Moon Queen, she's going to be buying a Genjuro next, and then she is full. I mean, rebuy the Stricken Head as always. And is that even, okay, how many seconds? 6 seconds Stricken Head now. So yeah, definitely could be looking to rebuy that, obviously. Then maybe upgrade to the Steamy Pulse. I don't even think you want to do that, though, unless you absolutely feel like you need to have to. So the chances here for IG, obviously they're going to fight it out as they should. But you have no more buybacks left on Corrupted Disciple now. And on top of that, not only does he have no more buybacks, but he's had to invest all that gold into those 2 buybacks. So you look at his items compared to Moon Queen. I mean, it's nowhere near on par. That's definitely scary. So,
yeah, and Corrupted Disciple is one of those that really does kind of need a few more items soon compared to a Moon Queen at this super late game stage. Moon Queen's just able to do a little bit more with less once she's getting into these higher levels, whereas Corrupted Disciple really does need 5 or 6 slots to start contending with this Moon Queen in terms of raw team fights, because this team has been built around Corrupted Disciple and Wretched Hag, and at this point, neither of them have really outstanding damage output.
Yeah.
Hag, I mean, she's going for something like a Shield of the 5, probably into a Sackstone right now. Like, they're picking up Walmart items when Moon Queen's right-clicking wing bows.
Yeah, that's true. That did happen. And again, she has more tthan enough now for that full Genjiro, and I'm pretty sure she could actually be confident that she has enough for a buyback on top of that. So a little bit curious as to why Fuzi is not just honestly just going for that. Maybe he's too distracted
Buyback
and worried about
post-haste.
killing people. There is that too. That is true. Buyback post haste definitely wouldn't be out of the question. So
Yeah, when you're pushing with no token, buyback post haste, if you've got it as an option, it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah.
It's like relying on slicks. It's a pretty solid option.
he does buy the wingbow, or not the wingbow, but the Genjiro in the end.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Who cares about the buyback post haste? That's
Yeah,
overrated anyway.
yeah,
Who would even talk about that?
I like he correlated with that Slicks initially, and then he just said overrated right there. I'm just saying.
Wow,
Just saying,
breaking.
your words.
Shots are being fired
They were
here
your
once
words.
again, guys.
I love Slicks. He's not overrated. He's an amazing player, Beef. I don't know why you would say that.
You know what? We're going to ship him back to Australia because Breaky CPK said he's awful.
Wow. Anyways, Slayer just picked up by Fabelli here on Corrupted Disciple. He has a double damage room bottled up himself, actually. So, well, that makes him feel like he has a little more items on him when he has that activated at least. I heard a portal key, but no initiation just yet. So, again, where's Insania? Look at Insania. He's sitting at the world tree. He's like, if you're gonna jump me, you're gonna have to basically go into my base. Okay, placing on the mine right there. It's a little scary, but he is once again falling back. He doesn't have a buyback, so there we go. The Flux gets jumped. Flux getting bursted. The Andromeda swamp. There's a Flux below, but Engineer's nowhere nearby. He can't go in just yet. Corrupted Disciple's gonna be locked down. Corrupted Disciple will fall, and I expect a GG. Well played. Moon Queen and Team Lions. They are just way too strong at this point.
Oh my god. Breaky, the damage that's coming out of Moon Queen in that team fight was absurd. Almost as much as the base right now. It's just going ham. You guys are over there looking at Lions. They're getting all animated. No, just kidding. KG's like,
It's
oh yeah,
Lions.
casual Dreamhack
Sure.
victories. No
Whatever.
problem here, Breaky. But definitely a solid performance coming out of the guys here in Lions in game number 1, setting the pace for this match.
Yeah.
And IG, they've got a lot of work ahead of them if they want to try to come back into this one.
I mean, again, it is just game 1. It's kind of funny to see that shot, though. It's like they literally had zero expression. It's like, okay, good job. Yeah, let's move on to the next game now. There. And, you know, I can appreciate that. I can, because they're focused. They're here to win Dreamhack. They're not here to beat one game of Internet
Absolutely.
Gangsters. They're here to win Dreamhack. So I can definitely respect that. They're going to be ready for the next match as soon as possible, I'm sure. And in fact, you're already getting invited to a game. So they're like, all right, let's make this happen. So we might even be moving on a little quicker than expected, which is a good thing. I mean, you always like to just keep things moving, especially after a game like that. But I mean, just real quickly, once again, just breaking that game down. Moon Queen, there you go. Game's broken down. Anything else to say?
Nope, not really. I mean, just well played by Lions in general. A couple of key missteps from the guys in IG. They weren't able to get enough farm there on the Corrupted Disciple and the Wretched Hag. And then, of course, the Wombo combo. It was executed all right a couple of times, but because of that lack of damage and the lack of farm on Wretched Hag and Corrupted Disciple, not able to execute within the small window that you have with that energy field. And Moon Queen, KGE,
you know,
also nerf KGE.
The interesting thing about that game, too, was as the game progressed, I feel like the Wombo combo got worse and worse for IG because it got to a point where, again, energy fields weren't even going off in those last two fights. One, because he got caught, and the second one was because by the time he would have been able to go in, Flux was already dead, and the fight was already disaster from the first place. So it just got worse and worse as the game went on, and that's all to the credit of Lions, obviously. They just really turned it on. Super KG again on Pestless. He had some beautiful, beautiful jumps.
Definitely.
Fuzi pressed R a couple times. He did his job. And again, as a team, Lion Esportsklubb, they pulled through. But that is just game 1 in a best out of 3. Yes, that is right. We are at our best out of 3 stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking a short break. But Dreamhack winner 2013 continues. Lions versus Internet Gangsters, game number 2. Coming up next.